Hey, what's up? Hello. If you're new here, my name is Kayla and you are watching Kayla's Bookish Vibes. This is the start of our weekly vlog. I currently just finished filming a video for the channel that's already up. I will leave it in the linked in the cards above and in the description box below. I'm pretty sure that video is going to be me showing and recommending some thrillers, horrors, mysteries written by Black authors. Some of those books I have read, some of them I haven't read, so I couldn't recommend everything, but I was just like putting the books out there, letting people know that they exist, you know, that type of thing. But I just finished filming that video. Now I need to put all the books back on the shelf, and I'm hot. If you've ever moved a lot of books at one time, then you know it can be tiring. I had to move all the books to the living room so that I could get a good thumbnail, and then I just brought them back in here and I have to put them on my shelf. But I'm taking a little break because I'm hot. But I figured while I take my break, I would update you guys on the books that I have been reading. The last book that I read and the book that I'm currently reading. So the last book that I read was Take My Hand by Dolen Perkins Valdez. I literally just finished this book maybe 2 days ago and I really enjoyed it. This is a historical fiction, which if you know, you know that's like my favorite genre. It's probably the genre that I read the least of nowadays, which I don't really know how that happened, but it is still absolutely my favorite genre because you always read historical fiction wanting to know more about something or have learned something that you didn't already know about. This book left me kind of doing both. Like, part of me already knew some of the things that were discussed in this book, and part of me wanted to delve more and research more about some of the things that were discussed in this book. So let me tell you about the book. In this book, we are following Sybil. Sybil is a nurse. She just graduated college and she has her first nursing job. This takes place in two timelines. So we flip back and forth between the 1970s and then like present day, which is like the 2016, I believe the year is. And so Sybil is a young nurse in 1973, and then in 2016, she's a doctor. And we're flipping back and forth. In present day time, she's kind of telling you about what happened in 1973 when she was a young nurse. And then we flip back to that time period. Sybil was assigned to be a nurse to two young girls specifically. They lived like in the rural South of Alabama. They were very poor, uneducated, and they needed birth control. So Sybil was assigned as their nurse to go administer the birth control. Unbeknownst to Sybil and unbeknownst to this family, what she was giving them was like an experimental birth control drug. And once she found that out, Sybil decided that she no longer wanted to administer those shots to those girls because she knew that it was unethical and unsafe. So she stopped giving it to them. This book couldn't be more perfect for a time like now, especially with everything that's going on with like women's reproductive rights and no longer having control over our bodies. It's ridiculous. When you watch the news, that when it's talking about that, like women's reproductive rights, and you see so many people saying it's like, we're going back in time, we're going backwards, we're going back in time. Like, we're literally going backwards. So when you read a book that's literally like factual about that time period and realizing like, no, we're truly going the opposite direction. Like, we're literally undoing things to go backwards. Anyway, this is the perfect book to read during a time like now. This book did not make me cry. A lot of people in the video that I posted where I was shopping my shelves and making sure to read books that I actually own, this was one of those books. A lot of people left a comment saying, a lot of people who have read the book left a comment saying that I would probably cry and to get my tissues ready. I didn't end up crying during this book, but it was really good. And I did really enjoy it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. Definitely glad that I finally got this off my TBR. There's nothing like reading a book that you've owned for a long time, finally reading it, really enjoying it, and then realizing that it's no longer on your TBR. It's just so nice. So I really enjoyed this book. Highly recommend. The book that I'm currently reading is From the Desk of Zoe Washington. I'm only about 50 pages in. This is the middle grade pick from that video, from that same video where I was shopping my shelves trying to read books that I own. I'm really enjoying this so far. When I tell you guys I really enjoy YA in middle grade, there's just something about them, especially middle grade. Middle grades books keep me out of book slumps. Like after reading something like super dark and heavy, if I read like a cute and fluffy romance, it's great. But if I pick up a middle grade, after I finish the middle grade novel, I'm just like, okay, now I'm ready to like get back into reading like heavier things. I feel like I can just keep going, you know? This is one of those books that I feel like it's just gonna make me feel good reading it. We're following Zoe. Zoe's father is in prison, and she has never met him. She's never met her biological dad, but he's in prison, and he has written her a letter. She gets this letter unbeknownst to her mother, and she decides that she's going to write her dad back. So we follow that situation. I guess I'm not very far into the book, but I guess her and her father are going to correspond through letters, which I'm really enjoying that part. She also has best friends that have moved away, so she's experiencing change. She also has a best friend that she's on the outs with, so she's experiencing that. She wants to be a pastry chef, like a professional pastry chef. And so she's got this little internship at a nice little bakery in her town. So she's experiencing her first job. It's really cute and I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, I'm going to read the whole thing before I can recommend it and send it to my niece. But I'm so glad that I put this on my books to read this month because I really needed it to kind of like break up some of the other things that I have been reading. So I'm really enjoying this. I'll probably finish that pretty soon because it's very easy to fly through and I have no clue what I'm going to read after that. But yeah, I wanted to hop on really quick and say hello, start this weekly vlog. Right now, I'm about to put these books back on my shelf. Then I'm going to look at the clips to make sure I don't have to refilm anything before I wash my face and get in the bed. And I will edit the video tomorrow. But wanted to say hello, wanted to start our weekly vlog, and I will pick up the camera when I'm doing something else bookish. Hey, it's pretty late. It's actually like almost midnight, but it's a Friday and I am awake because I took a nap today. And I'm about to start listening to an audiobook, or I'm about to continue listening to an audiobook, but I wanted to share what I'm going to be doing while listening to said audiobook. I feel like I'm kind of I feel like I'm approaching a book slump. I feel like that's what's happening. I've never actually had one though, so that's why I say I feel like, because I'm not really sure. But like I'm not necessarily in the mood to read anything physically, like any physical books. I'm currently reading two. One is for a video that I'm working on, and the other one I think I've started, Zoe's From the Desk of Zoe Washington. I'm reading that one and I'm just kind of like, you know, taking my time with that. I'm in no rush to read that book. Like I could literally take my time with it. It's kind of just me vetting the book before I send it to my niece, but I do kind of want to finish it this month. Like I obviously don't want to take that small book over till next month. So I do need to finish it at some point this month, but I'm just kind of dragging my feet. And what I think is happening is I've been reading a lot of YA lately, and I think I'm just like YA out. I think I'm just done with the YA because I'm really enjoying the other book that I'm reading, and it's not YA. It's like definitely an adult thriller, but I'm just YA'd out, and I think it's kind of like putting me in a slump. So I'm going to finish this middle grade and then continue to try and just read like adult books and stay away from the YA for a little while, because honestly I love me a good middle grade in YA, but I think I've just overdone it because a lot of the past videos that I've been doing have all been YA. Like all the fantasies that I have been reading have been YA. The last author taste test I did, which involved 3 books, all 3 of those were YA. I've just been reading a lot of YA and I've been enjoying them, but it's just like, okay, I'm tired of being in the mind of like a 16 to 20-year-old. But anyway, we're about to just chill and hang out. I feel like all of my introverted mothers, all of my introverted wives feel me when I say this. In order to get your time alone to recharge, you either have to wake up extremely early or stay up late. And I'm not an early person. I'm a morning person, but I'm not like a wake up at 5 a.m. to do anything person. But I will stay up late to get my alone time in, and that's what I'm doing right now. So right now we're about to start working on a puzzle. This puzzle, if it looks like I'm sitting on the floor, it's because I'm sitting on a beanbag. Mom thinks. I may move, I may not. I'm actually very comfortable. So we have a puzzle here by RVL. Is that RVL? RVL Wellness Co. This is not sponsored, by the way. They did not even send me this puzzle. This is literally just me buying a puzzle with my own money. But I have quite a few puzzles on my shelf, and I do like to do puzzles like while I'm listening to audiobooks when I'm just like relaxing. But all of those puzzles are too big. They're like over 1,000 pieces, 500 to 1,000 pieces. And you can't really do that type of puzzle in one sitting. And I really wanted to get smaller puzzles so that I can start doing them in one sitting. Because I've realized I've stopped doing puzzles that require like space to store them. And I don't really have space to store them here. So I've just not been doing any puzzles. And I've missed it. So I purchased a little 100-piece puzzle that I can do in one sitting. That's what I'm about to do. I think the audiobook I'm about to continue reading. I think it's called The Wife Between Us. It was literally just a random audiobook that I found on Libby that was available. Sometimes I do that. I will literally just go to Libby, go to the audiobook section and find what's available right now in the thriller. And it's typically a thriller that I always do that with. And so that's what I'm doing. It's called The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. I don't know. So far, it's okay. It sounds like a run-of-the-mill thriller. You can kind of tell from the get-go that we're getting information from an unreliable narrator. So I just feel like I'm not really going to be surprised by anything in this book, but I could be wrong. There could be a plot twist that really, shakes it up for me. This box is extremely... Oh, this is so cute. Look how this came. It came in a little velvety bag. That's really cute. That's like such a nice touch. It smells chemicals, like chemicals though. I will say that. It's a cute little bag though. I love that I can store my little puzzle pieces in. It also comes with the picture. Obviously, you want to see what you're trying to put together. Ta-da! Is this not perfect? It's a bookish babe. I also wanted to hop on really quick and say the response that I've been getting back from this channel has been mind-blowing. I don't really know what I expected when I started this channel. I guess I didn't really expect anything, and that's why the response that I'm getting is kind of mind-blowing. I just wanted to make a channel where I could talk about books, like I don't have anybody in my actual regular normal life that likes to read as much as I do, so I don't have anyone to talk to about books. And sometimes I talk to my husband about them, and he's a champ. Like, he listens, but he doesn't really care, He just listens. So I was like, I'll just make a booktube channel. And so I did. And I never really thought that people would actually take the time to watch and to comment and to respond to things that I put out onto the internet. And you guys do. And I really appreciate that. So I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you to all of the people who have been watching from video 1, which really wasn't that long ago. I think it's almost 3 months now since I've been on BookTube, and I've really been enjoying it. I feel like I'm starting to make like an actual real little community here. There are people who comment on my videos regularly, and I'm starting to remember those people and their usernames and their little avatar pictures, and that's cool. There are other creators that I've been talking to consistently on this platform, and that's cool. I don't know. I didn't have any expectations, so everything is blowing my mind. And to some people, 1,000 subscribers isn't a lot, but when you had no expectations and you literally just wanted to make a channel to start talking about books, and 1,000 people agreed to listen to you talk about those books, it's like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. So thanks. I wanted to say thank you. But yeah, we're going to get into this audiobook. I'm going to do my little puzzle. I might give me a nice little sparkling water since I don't have any wine. And I guess I'll just let you watch.
And putting together dinner for Richard. Did Richard realize that she'd drowned the only houseplant she'd ever owned, and that her cooking repertoire was limited to heating up lean cuisines?
I finished the puzzle. Turned out really cute. Can't decide if I want to frame it or if I'm just going to break it up and put it back in the box. For now, I'm going to leave it on the table, or maybe I'll put it on my work desk so my kids don't get to it. But this turned out really cute. I'll leave this shop, I guess, or a link down below where you can also locate these puzzles. I found them on Instagram. I just randomly came across them, and I saw that they had like smaller size puzzles, so I got it. And now it's currently almost 1 a.m. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm about 30% through with our book. Like I said, this was it's a pretty predictable thriller. Our narrator is unreliable. So there's two women. We're getting the point of view from the two women. So one of the women is like a previous wife. She used to be married to this guy and they got a divorce recently, and she's like reeling from this divorce. Sounds like she's depressed. She has a lot going on. She's pretty much our unreliable narrator. And then there's the new woman. She's a younger woman, blonde, and she's engaged to the same man that the other woman is now divorced from. She has no really idea like that the other woman exists, that the first wife exists. Meanwhile, the first wife is like stalking the newly engaged woman. And it's feeling like both of them are unreliable. Like there's a lot of things that we don't know about both of them, and we're just kind of slowly uncovering them, slowly discovering them. And then of course the man, there's probably something sinister about him as well. And we're just kind of like going through the motions, counting down the days until the fiance gets married to the new man. The ex-wife seems to believe that the fiance is pregnant, but that hasn't been confirmed to us, so I don't really know. She could be, but it hasn't been confirmed to us. And she's just stalking her, missing her old life. And so we're trying to figure out why they divorced in the first place. And then we're trying to figure out if the new woman is going to make it to her to her wedding day, because the ex-wife is a little cray-cray. So that's the gist of this. Again, I just randomly picked this thriller because it was available on audio, and I just started playing it. And I was like, oh, I'll listen to it, I suppose. That's how I end up listening to a lot of thrillers. I just randomly picked the ones that are available on Libby at the time. So I'm going to move this. Hopefully me moving this will not break it. Let's see. Oh, victory. Victory. Her puzzle. She's so cute. I'm going to put it on my desk, and then I'm going to go climb into bed and go to bed. Hi guys. So we are headed to the fair today. The fair is in town. Right now we're waiting for my husband to pull up because he had to work today, but we're waiting for him to get here, and then we're going to head out to the fair. And I thought I would bring you along with me, even though this isn't necessarily bookish. Tomorrow is Sunday, and Sunday is the day that I typically upload my weekly vlogs, and I'm realizing that I don't necessarily have a lot of footage for this vlog, and I still really want to be consistent with uploading on Sundays. So I'm going to take you all with us to the fair today, just so we can get a little bit more footage. And I'm sure you all would also like to get out of this room, out of our homeschool room, from in front of my shelves, and actually get it out into the world in a vlog. That doesn't happen often, so I can't promise that I will continue to do this. But since today we are going somewhere, I figured I'd bring you along. So let's go. We're at the fair. We decided to wait to go a little later in the day because it's so hot, but now it's perfect. It's overcast. I'm not getting on any rides. I am the person that comes to the fair and gets on not one single ride, but I will eat all the good food. So we're doing the rides first, right, Dad?
What's that?
We're doing the rides first.
Yeah, that might be the only thing we're doing.
No, we getting the funnel cake.
No, we definitely getting the funnel cake. I thought you were talking about like it's the little
the mini games.
The mini games. I'd be like, hey, look, oh yeah, great, let's do it. I'm like, oh no, this one costs money. I'm like, but I got unlimited.
The mini games is where it gets you, because you have to pay actual money out of pocket for those.
Go ahead.
Even if you bought unlimited tickets, they still charge you money to pay those. Oh my god. That's our update. I'll let you guys know when we get a funnel cake. scared? Were you scared, LJ? Did you cry?
No, I'm good.
Nobody's got the camera out. Nobody.
Alright, we just took our little breaky break. Had some funnel cake. Some Ritas, which was so good and refreshing. And now we're about to go track down some. He said he wants some lemonade. Oh my gosh, look at that koala bear he won. It's huge.
Yeah, get one of those.
We'll see if Dad can win a surprise by the end of the night.
That's all LJ today. You were about to go fishing.
About to go fish and see if we can get us something.
This, my friends, is the reason that the Dollar Tree is no longer the Dollar Tree.
Right now?
Carnival went ahead and bought out all the good toys that we used to get for the $1, and now they sell them here for $10 a piece.
Are you scared?
No.
We're going to the tippy top, yo! Thank you so much if you made it into today's vlog. I really appreciate you guys sticking around, even though this part of the vlog was not very bookish. I figured this is probably the best time to end today's vlog while we're on the Ferris wheel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!